The Browns is the Browns.
The Browns is the Browns.
Honestly, it seems so like long ago that like I forget what a wacky weekend we actually had.
Yeah.
It's fitting though. It's very fitting considering who was talking. It's fitting.
Man, there was no other person I'd rather hear that come out of his mouth.
Yep.
Like the fact that like this guy just doesn't know when to stop, man. It makes me so happy that he fucking went out and said something completely stupid and threw fuel on a fire that did not need any fuel.
Was he wrong?
Apparently.
But
Apparently.
going into the
what
game,
sense?
was he
Wrong in
wrong?
Not the
what
point.
sense?
Wrong or right, it doesn't matter.
Browns are the
You
Browns.
don't put fucking
Browns is the
fuel on the
Browns.
fire. You don't give the team the motivation.
Here's where I lie. It's tough as a receiver because receivers are the cockiest position group of like probably any sport.
Yeah.
And they have to have the self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Self-confidence.
great. It's great if you win. If you win, I don't even know if it's great if you win. It's just you don't have to deal with the repercussions if you win. But if you lose,
You look like an idiot.
yeah.
But like it's one thing to be like the Devontae Adams, you can't guard me type of shit. That's fine. I'm here for that because even when
it's
DK
true.
does it, even when DK does it, it's true. I'm fine with that. Like
He's
hype
different
yourself
level
up.
of
Talk about
receiver.
how great you are as a receiver, but don't fucking give a playoff team the fuel to like the motivation to come out and kick your ass. Like it's just bonehead move.
I mean, you saw
I
how
love
selfless Devontae Adams was during the national championship game. When Devontae Smith was going off, Devontae Adams was like, hey, you can misspell my name all you want, but at least spell it as this guy Devontae because he's the truth. Like, I thought that
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then you got it's Juju.
Juju's not even good. Juju's not even their primary receiver at this point.
As far as I'm concerned, he's their third. Ever since he's moved to the slot,
He's their three.
become their third.
I
Yeah.
think
three.
I think he's their second best.
I'll give him 2,
I
but
think he's-
as of
In
next year,
terms
he'll
of
be their
usage-
3.
In terms of usage, though, like he's basically
close.
getting the same amount as the second best
mean,
guy,
they're-
which is as good as 3.
I think
In terms
he's
of usage.
I think he's their second best wide receiver from the standpoint of they feed Deontay Johnson. But like,
Yeah.
he has more cachet than any like number 2 wide receiver I've seen in like cachet in terms of media attention.
Yeah.
And
It's
basically
because he
anyone.
runs his mouth.
Yeah.
He runs his mouth nonstop for a guy that's really not good enough to run your mouth about. Like we're talking, like Chase Claypool was better in that game, and he will be the better receiver
Been
from
better all
next year
season.
onward.
He's been when healthy, he was better all season.
Exactly, and like we're talking, like you're gonna run your mouth as a guy that's not even as good as your third receiver right now. Like just stupid.
So it's tough
Also,
because I don't think
Claypool
he's
was embarrassing in that game too.
Oh,
When he
I
great
think he's-
game, but when he spikes that touchdown in front of the guy, like he's fucking not down 3 touchdowns right now. I'm like,
I think it's fine. Like what he said after the game.
I didn't hear what he said after. I didn't really care what they had to say.
The next day where he's
whole
just like, oh, they're about to
doesn't
they're gonna get clapped
Yeah.
this week.
Oh
anyway.
man, just shut up though.
Oh,
Like,
come on,
you've already
come
lost.
on,
Truth or
come
not, they just
on.
kicked your ass for 4 straight quarters. Go
I mean,
away.
I'm not with him on that. I'm with Brent. Like you
Yeah.
can't. Don't be.
I don't
saying,
give a
"Oh,
shit if
have
you're right
fun."
or not. You just got your ass handed to
Like
you.
who are you to say? You guys were the
Exactly.
ones saying Browns is the Browns. and you
Exactly.
go out and
If you're
go
going
Exactly.
live, hold on. If you're going, I assume he went live after, or like
Yeah.
a couple days after.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's people talking shit all in the comments and stuff.
Mhm.
Take it.
So-
You fucked up. You guys sucked. Take
I mean,
it.
he in
Don't
the game
chirp
didn't
the team that
stink.
just beat your ass.
He in the game didn't stink, but collectively the Steelers stunk.
Exactly.
Claypool got 2 touchdowns as far as my
Claypool was
memory
really
goes.
good. Yeah, he was
He
really
played
good.
really well, but
Okay.
Made some big catches.
don't go throwing any
But
more.
you can't
hate
just
towards Browns.
trash
You
the
guys
team that just
lost.
kicked your ass.
I agree. Legitimate question.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Browns win that game or did the Steelers lose that game?
The Browns won that game.
Uh,
Their defense was fucking phenomenal.
I mean, the Steelers lost it as far as I'm concerned.
Right? Like,
Yes.
how many
You know,
interceptions?
okay,
Ben
you did
threw
not
4
put up-
They scored
interceptions.
40 something for you.
Okay.
Because the
hey,
defense was good. They made great plays on the.
he
There was
overthrew
one.
it.
There was
defense
one that he
good.
threw
Ben was just
directly
really
to.
bad. Like
Ben was really bad.
You can't go telling me that it was the defense's fault for causing 4 interceptions.
They
It was
also
just
pressured
Ben
the hell
being
out of 'em,
that
but-
bad. Like they were catastrophically bad.
And Marquise
They're-
Pouncey, like when does he ever on the first play of the game. Like the Browns
fuck up a snap.
The Browns
like that.
also
Exactly.
just completely neutralized the entire defense of Pittsburgh. Like they could not get to Baker. They got to him once, I think. I think they had one sack. And like the big story going into it was, oh, TJ Watt's going to be back. Like he rested last week. He'll be back healthy, ready to go. And I didn't see TJ Watt do a damn thing in that game. Like he was there and he swatted one ball and he ended up making a tackle on a run. But like other than that, he was locked up the entire game. Like they did a phenomenal job of protecting Baker in that one.
Yeah, they did a good job limiting the pass rush. Like, but that also just I feel like it goes to the point of the Steelers just completely lost this game. Their offense was nowhere to be seen. Mm-hmm. They turned over the ball countless amount of times, 4 interceptions, the 1 fumble recovery in the end zone. You cannot go into a game scoring 37 points and saying, well, you know, they should have won at 37 points, but you don't go out of a game giving up 50 and expecting to win, right? Like at 37 points put up, you should be winning most games, especially with the elite defense they've had all season.
Hold on. So let me defend the Steelers a little bit. The Steelers dealt with more injuries on their defense than basically any team in football. They did.
You're not going to talk about the team across the way that had their entire fucking team
yeah.
on
Like
COVID?
hold on.
I said injuries.
That's counting as an injury.
In terms of healthy coming into this game,
their whole fucking team was out for the most of the year.
Who was out on defense for the Browns this week?
Denzel Ward, their best player.
One pick. That's one player.
Fuck, what's his name? Myles Garrett was out for 3 weeks.
I'm saying right now. Okay. They had Devin Bush, their first round pick linebacker, that was out.
Gone week 1 though.
Huh?
He was gone week 1.
No, he was gone like week 3. But that's my point. Like he was gone. Bud Dupree was out, like one of their best pass rushers, right? Mm-hmm. Like they've dealt with like blow after blow to that defense to where it wasn't the same defense at the start of the year.
Okay.
Like I don't think that's close. Also, how much of the blame can you put on like a guy like James Conner? Because he hasn't been good at all.
He's been terrible all year though. They have the least amount of rushing yards in the NFL.
That's what I mean.
Don't know if that's never Conner or the offensive coordinator, because the offensive coordinator just got fired today.
Right.
I forget. Pardon my pronunciation, but Fitcher, I believe it starts with an F. He's gone.
Fitcher?
Yeah, I believe that's his name. He got sacked today because I mean it showed their run game was non-existent rather. Yeah, like they were a pass-heavy offense, and in a game where you went as a pass-heavy attack, you end up throwing 4 interceptions. So
it's not like
forgive me for not feeling bad for the Steelers defense. Like you're going up against as the defense, you're trying to get through an O-line that had 1 player on it from the initial team, and he got hurt in the game. They literally had to use Joel Hance, who literally had to get introduced to Baker Mayfield in that game.
No, I understand.
Like, I don't feel bad because they lost a couple guys on defense. Like the entire Browns O-line was going.
I think the only reason the Browns won was the fact that their head coach that's been holding them back was gone.
Absolutely, Kevin Stefanski can just take the rest of the year off apparently because they look good. Like offense, defense, they look good.
So Moro, Browns. Yep. Did the Browns win it or did the Steelers lose it?
I'm saying the Steelers lost it.
Yeah. If we're talking if I have to pick one or the other.
The first play of the game sums it up.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair.
You put up 28 points in the first quarter. I don't think any team really won it. How much of it was off of turnovers?
They couldn't stop Cleveland at all, though. At all.
Okay,
First half.
No, you'd hope that with one of those turnovers, maybe 1 or 2 out of those times, your defense gets you a stop and limits the amount of bleeding. But I mean, still, even then, you're giving up 50 points. You're giving away the ball on offense. Like all parts of the system were failing. No offense, no defense. You're not going to win any game, let alone a playoff game.
They were bad, but the Browns were also the best they've been all year. I think it was a bit of both. Like the Browns' offense was firing on all cylinders. Baker looked great, never got touched.
Sure, it takes two to tango, absolutely. Yeah. But if I have to pick,
I will give 60-40. 60-40 in the sense they blew it and the Browns won it because the Browns still had to go and put scores. They had to put scores up on the board when they ended up with 37 points in the end, right? Like you're not going to just win with the 28 points you scored in the first. You got to go ahead and put supplementary points on that.
And it's not easy to pick off balls. It's not easy to catch balls. You saw the guy in Chicago.